All right, let's talk about one of the massive deals happening in the tech world right now. A mind-blowing $100 billion agreement between NVIDIA, the king of AI chips, and the pioneer, OpenAI. Now, on the surface, it looks like a powerful partnership, but the deeper you dig, the more it starts to feel, well, like a carefully laid trap.
And that brings us to the central puzzle, right? OpenAI is super tight with Microsoft, and Microsoft is busy building its own AI chips to compete directly with NVIDIA. So why on earth would NVIDIA hand over a check for $100 billion to its rival's best friend? It makes no sense, until you uncover the absolutely brilliant corporate strategy behind it all. So, to really get what's going on here, you first have to understand the battlefield. The AI hardware market today, it isn't just a simple competition. It's an incredibly high-stakes, confusing war for total dominance.
Seriously, the lines are just gone. Companies that are vicious competitors one day are suddenly partners the next. It's like this treacherous labyrinth where everyone's trying to find their own path to the top, and it's getting harder and harder to know who's really on your side.
At the heart of all this chaos, you've basically got this epic tug-of-war. On one side, you have NVIDIA, fighting tooth and nail to keep everyone locked inside its incredibly powerful ecosystem. And on the other side, you've got the Magnificent Seven, all the big tech giants, working like crazy to build their own custom chips and finally break free from NVIDIA's chokehold.
So, where does OpenAI fit into this whole mess? Well, it turns out they have a huge weak spot, a real Achilles heel that made them the absolute perfect target for NVIDIA's grand plan.
Think about it. The MAG7, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, they are basically printing money from their core businesses. They're cash cows like Google Search or AWS. They can dump billions into AI research and not even blink. But OpenAI, they're a private company. They don't have a cash cow. They depend completely on outside investors. And every single dollar they spend on servers and chips just digs them into a deeper hole.
So this puts them in a terrifying spot. In this insanely expensive AI arms race, they're facing a really simple choice. Find a gigantic pile of cash, and find it fast, or risk getting left in the dust by their richer rivals. It's literally a matter of survival.
And the solution they found? A lifeline of $100 billion. The sheer size of this number just goes to show how desperate OpenAI's situation really was, and how big NVIDIA was willing to bet.
Now, on paper, the deal looks pretty simple. NVIDIA promises to give OpenAI $100 billion over 3 years. This money is to help them build these massive new AI data centers. In exchange, OpenAI gets the cash, plus they get access to NVIDIA's awesome next-gen Vera Rubin chips. Seems like a win-win, right? A powerful alliance.
But yeah, you've probably guessed by now there is so much more going on under the hood. This isn't just an investment, it's a strategic masterstroke. Which leads us to the real question. Is NVIDIA just being a generous friend here, or is there some kind of hidden play going on? A mechanism designed to benefit NVIDIA way more than it seems.
And here it is, the big reveal. It's all about a triangular flow of money. It's pure genius. Step 1, NVIDIA gives the money to OpenAI. Step 2, OpenAI takes that money and pays Oracle to build out its data centers. And here's the kicker, step 3. What does Oracle do? It turns right around and uses that exact same money to buy all the chips it needs, straight from NVIDIA. The cash literally makes a perfect circle right back to where it started.
There's actually a name for this kind of move. It's called vendor finance. It's a classic business strategy where a seller, in this case, NVIDIA, is basically loaning a customer the money they need to buy the seller's own products. It is a fantastic way to guarantee a huge sale and lock in a customer for the long haul.
And get this, it's not even a new trick. We're talking decades ago, Panasonic used this exact same play to help farmers in Japan buy their brand new Panasonic TVs. NVIDIA is just taking a time-tested tactic and deploying it on a scale that is almost impossible to comprehend.
So let's be crystal clear about the endgame here. This isn't about one big sale. NVIDIA's ultimate goal is to suck OpenAI so deep into its ecosystem that escape becomes impossible. They want to make OpenAI a permanent, totally dependent resident of the NVIDIA Economic Zone.
So why do this, right? I mean, NVIDIA is making an absolutely insane amount of money. We're talking profit margins of like 75%. Sure, they could do share buybacks or pay out dividends, but they see a much smarter use for all that cash. Instead of just giving it back to shareholders, they're using it as a strategic weapon to lock down their biggest customers and guarantee future revenue. It's a much more powerful long-term play.
Oh, and there's another big win for NVIDIA in all this. OpenAI has been pretty vocal about wanting to design its own custom AI chips, just like all the other big guys. By tying them up in this enormous, complicated deal, NVIDIA is actively trying to stop one of its most important customers from ever becoming a future competitor.
But a move this big, this aggressive, it comes with massive risks. This whole $100 billion gambit could totally blow up in NVIDIA's face.
Because while NVIDIA is busy setting this trap for OpenAI, the other big players, the rest of the Magnificent Seven, they're not just sitting around. They see exactly what's happening, and it's only making them work harder and faster to escape.
And I want to be clear, this isn't just some vague threat. These are real chips with real names already in development or deployed. You've got Alphabet's TPU, Microsoft's Maya, Amazon's Trainium, Meta's MTIA. The rebellion is very, very real.
So you can see how this whole alliance is a real double-edged sword for NVIDIA. On the one hand, the gain is huge. They secure OpenAI and get even closer to Microsoft. But the risk? They're basically sending a giant signal to Google, Amazon, and Meta that they're playing favorites. It antagonizes them, and it could push them away for good.
And that's the ultimate irony here. The biggest danger for NVIDIA. This bold, aggressive move, this massive play designed to stop the exodus from its economic zone, might actually be the very thing that hits the accelerator. By picking a side so publicly, they may have just given their other biggest customers the final push they needed to run for the exit. And just like that, we're right back where we started, in the labyrinth. A chaotic, unpredictable war for the future, where alliances are always shifting and the line between your friends and your enemies has basically disappeared.
In the end, NVIDIA's deal with OpenAI isn't just an investment. It's a huge, risky gamble to enforce loyalty in a market that's absolutely desperate for freedom. And it leaves us all with one big question. In this wild, cutthroat race for AI supremacy, is there really such a thing as a true ally? Or is every single partnership just a temporary truce waiting for the right moment to be broken?